All right, thank you so much for your work on Essay 1. You want to make sure that you're following the formatting guidelines that are posted on this YouTube channel and on Moodle for just how your essay should be like double-spaced, paragraph indents, titles, things like that. You also want to do the same thing for your references page. The title should be references, it shouldn't be all caps. They should be in alphabetical order, so Cole, C-O, is going to come before Crossman, C-R. You want to make sure they have a hanging indent with no extra spaces. So look at that and let me know what questions you have during the tutorial if you'd like. I just don't want you to lose easy points on formatting. In terms of the content, I think that you do a nice job, but overall I'd like to see you maybe integrate some specific, the names of specific tactics to show that like you read the reading closely and can like apply those concepts. So you want to add a citation there, and then you might, once you've decided what tactics you want to add in what paragraphs, maybe use this kind of thesis formula of like students should use these authentic impression management strategies because it improves their outcomes. Students shouldn't use these inauthentic impression management strategies because of these outcomes. And so just kind of repeating this as many times as you need to get your thesis specific. So like you're kind of on the right track here, but you want to make sure that you're being as specific and clear as possible with your thesis. So let me know what questions you have about that. Everything that you need for your topic sentence is in these first two sentences, but it should be your first sentence. So if students use authentic impression management strategies, their grades improve. And then that should be your topic sentence. And then you can expand on that idea a little bit. And these could be like follow-up sentences if you want, but you want to make sure that your topic sentence introduces all the ideas that are going to happen in your paragraph in a single sentence. So you want to maybe add something before or shorten this into one. It's kind of up to you for how you want to handle that. And then you want to make sure that you add an example from the classroom. So like, what does authentic impression management look like in a classroom for a student? Because remember, your reader isn't familiar with these terms, and so seeing like a concrete example will help them understand. And then you want to make sure that you should conclude about whether or not you recommend authentic impression management strategies. So you've said that they have a benefit, and so you kind of maybe want to build on that a little bit and say students should use authentic management strategies because it increases. So think about like, am I pulling back to that argument that I'm making that this is good and it should be used, not just that it's good. And again, here you refer to some, like you allude to some strategies, but not referring to them by name. So you want to make sure that you refer to them by name. And then again, maybe including some examples of what it looks like in the classroom and specifically why it's harmful. I think that that this idea of suspicion, I think, is actually a little bit more in Kizar et al., but it might also be in Forster Heisner, so feel free to leave that. But she also talks about like the danger of pretending to know. In Article 3, they talk about that, so you might look at that and maybe do a little bit more synthesis here just to round out this paragraph a little bit more. If you're not sure what I'm talking about, we can talk about it during your tutorial. And then when I was looking, when I was writing the question, kind of what I was imagining for neutral impacts is like, not that they're neutral, but that they could be positive or negative depending on the context, or could be authentic or inauthentic depending on the context. So like, for example, self-promotion is, I think, always false, but like maybe exemplification can be authentic if you are genuinely hardworking, but it could be false if you're pretending to be hardworking. So kind of looking at something that could be authentic or inauthentic or could has a positive or negative outcome. So you can keep this and add specific terms, but I feel like this isn't exactly supported by the readings. But I don't know, we could always talk about it during your tutorial. And another thing that you could do if you wanted to approach this differently would be to talk about like, the authentic strategies are bad if you get caught. However, if you're not caught, they're good. And they have like the benefits of authentic impression management strategies. So you could split this into 2 paragraphs if you wanted. Let me know what questions you have about those options. In general, I think your conclusion's good. I think you just also want to be answering the question in like a single sentence of like, why do students want true to life resilience, good grades, and integrity? Like what is the value of that? And so maybe just adding a sentence about that, I think, will round out your conclusion. But thank you so much for your work on this, and I look forward to reading your final draft.